Let's talk about the dreaded research that you're going to need to do. This is so important. And I hate to keep bringing up the dread about it, but for me, this was the part I hated the most. I know a photographer, wasn't in Utah, but somebody that I was trying to help. And they they just dove in head first. They bought, all kinds of new and crazy gear. They bought a giant drone. I think they had the Sony A1. Is that what it is, or the A9? I don't follow Sony, so I don't know. But and all these lenses, all G Master and really right stuff tripods and stuff like that, which is really good gear, but not for a beginner photographer. Possibly, I'd say. And they had somebody build a website for them, and they did a lot of really just high end, really good prep work on that side of it, and started cold calling realtors and all that, and they never got any jobs, or not very many. And he ended up packing it in because he just he's now doing more landscape and that sort of thing, and I wish him luck. But he just never really made it as a real estate photographer. And I would blame it on not doing that original research. When they build a house or building, or especially a skyscraper, they build a foundation first. And that's to give it solid footing. That's to make sure that, come what may, that building will continue to stand. Your business is no different. The initial research you do is that foundation. That's what you're going to build your business on. If your initial research says that this is a floodplain, you build a foundation that will withstand a floodplain. If your initial research says there's already too many HDR photographers in this market, don't become an HDR photographer. Find the place that you're going to fit in. Kelsey Curtis is somebody who I look up to a lot. She does an exercise where she has a bunch of people standing in a line. She shows that by forcing yourself into that line, you're just one amongst many. But if you bring your own baggage, your own niche, your own skills, your own chair is how she visually demonstrates it. She steps up to that line and stands above it and gets noticed because she's got something different that she brings to the table. And I think visually, that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. When you do that research, when you know you're in a floodplain, you don't build a foundation that won't withstand water. And it's the same in photography. Do the research, find the area that you can fit in and above in, and you will stand out and you will thrive. All right, so you are assessing your local market. First thing you need to do is decide whether your market can support another real estate photographer. How do you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways. One thing I recommend, hopefully you have a friend, maybe two or three, that's a realtor. They'll kind of know, are most realtors 3, 4, 5 days out on getting shoots, or are they getting shoots the same day? Are they calling up and 2 or 3 people are competing for that job? Talk to those people, find out what the market is really like, and proceed from there. Look at the market and the number of photographers in it and what they're offering. If nobody's offering Matterport, there you go. There's your little in. That's the thing that you can do to differentiate yourself. And that will get you jobs if you're the only person with a Matterport. Maybe when you're researching your competition, obviously, you're going to go to their websites. What do you think of their websites? Are they well thought out? Are they easy to order from? Or are they just convoluted? Do they not have good pictures? That is another way you can compete. Just be better on the websites. Even if your market looks crowded, there may be other things to consider. How many of those photographers are actually still in business? I took a look at the local Zillow listing for the top 10 photographers in Salt Lake City, and four, when you clicked on them, their website didn't exist anymore. So don't just trust your initial instincts. Do a little bit deeper research and find out whether they really are competition or not. What expenses do you think a real estate photographer has? There's a lot. There is your insurance, and yeah, you're going to need that not just on your car, but on your camera and your tripod and all your gear. Gas, that's not something that's unsubstantial these days. What about your downtime? Have you planned for your downtime? If you only get 3 or 4 shoots a month, and when you're starting out, 3 or 4 shoots a month is good. That's not bad. That's good. If you only get that many shoots, how are you going to survive the rest of the month? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to pay for that cell phone? How are you going to pay for all those other things? And more importantly, how are you going to pay for that fancy new camera you just bought? Plan, budget, know what you're going to do. You should have at least enough money to survive a year with no job sacked away. The way I got through it, well, first off, I didn't start from zero. I had a lot of people that were realtors and gave me a good start. But I also had a wife who worked full time, and that helped a lot. Even to this day, she can't quit her job because I don't have good health insurance. It's another thing you got to think about as a real estate photographer and being self-employed. So the things I really want you to remember from here is look at your competition. Research them, look at their marketing, look at their websites, look at how they get jobs, and see how you're going to fit in between them, over them, around them. It's so important that you do that before you start spending money that you can't get back. So definitely know what your competition is and get a feel for whether you're going to be able to compete in that market. If you can't compete, if you think there's too many people there, it's too saturated, maybe real estate photography is not for you and you need to stop the video now. If you think there's room, move forward. The part that I think so many people miss is understanding the business side. And there's so many different things to do there. I can't teach. I'm not a business teacher. I'm lucky to survive myself. But you need to understand the business side for your business and to grow your business. That's your foundation. You want that to be solid concrete that you're building your business on. Next week, we'll talk about how to get a killer portfolio, even if you're not working yet, even if you don't have any clients. And here's my little tip for this week. Don't just research your competition. Research your clients. Find out what they want, what they need, what they do, and what you can do for them. It's not just your competition. Market to your clients. Did this video help you out? I hope so. If you liked it, there's an expanded version of this and all the other episodes in the series on my website. Link below in the description.